Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Catherine Simone and this is the mirror image. If you checked out my video last week, then you know we talked about 5 ways to recognize if you're going through a quarter life crisis. Well, this week I want to discuss things that you can start to do to help pull you out of that crisis and maybe redirect you into a more meaningful path in your life. Alright, now before I get into this video, make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. And of course, don't forget to like and share this video with anybody who may need this information. Now let's get into it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 identifiers that I brought up in the last video. Starting with number 1, which is you find it hard to get excited about anything. And the reason why this is because you keep doing the exact same things every day or a similar variation of the things you do all the time. Of course, there are things we can't change right away. For instance, if you have a job that you don't particularly like, but you know you have to keep paying bills, it might not be wise to just quit that job and go somewhere else right away. But instead of falling into the mundane of just focusing in on that job, start changing things around that day that can add to your experience overall. For example, start off with a good morning. Make yourself a breakfast that you love. Wake up early and do some exercise or listen to a song that you really like. One of my favorite songs is Happy. And if I play that in the morning and I find myself getting ready dancing to it, I have a better day. I have a more energized day. Not only that, but make your favorite meal for lunch and make your favorite thing for dinner. Have an activity to do afterward. Do other things in your life and your day that help to add to your day so that you're not focused on the fact that you're at this job that you don't really care about. And even with that, take it a step further and start looking for other jobs or other possibilities that might make you happier so that you can change that part of your day. The point is that you can find different ways to add to what's going on already and continue to be happy in those moments, even though something small, like your job for instance, isn't exactly what you want it to be. Now, I know a question you might have next. Well, how am I supposed to find the energy to do any of that if I'm exhausted? Well, I'm glad you asked that question because it brings me to point number 2 that I brought up last week, which is you're exhausted all the time, of course. Well, here are a couple things that can help you kind of pull out of that exhaustion mindset. First of all, exercise really does help a lot with getting your mind flowing and getting your body up and moving. The first week you do it, you might find that you're a little more tired than you usually would be because your body's not used to doing it. But as you keep doing and exercising each week, you'll find more energy, you'll find more excitement. And the more you do this, the better it'll get over time. Another good thing that helps with exhaustion is not eating as much processed food or fast food. Prayer or meditation can also help because it releases the stress that's in your mind that can give you more energy overall. The point is, whatever works for you, honestly look for it and find it and push yourself past that point of exhaustion. Don't let it win. I know you might feel tired today, but if you keep making yourself do certain things, and it doesn't have to be big, just smaller things that keep your mind going and keep your body going, you'll find that you'll stretch out the rest of your day and you can find peace and joy in your day. Well, what about the physical pain, you may be asking? Well, I'm glad you brought that up too. The first 2 points that I brought up in this video are definitely going to start to show some release on the physical pain. But it's not going to be everything. And if you want to dig a little deeper into how you can stop some of the physical pain, I'm going to put this one thing out there that most people forget about on a daily basis, which is self-care. Don't forget to prioritize time just for you to do for you. Take care of yourself. That includes massages or taking nice long baths or making your favorite meal or going out for your favorite meal. Hell, even masturbation if it makes you feel good. Find something that makes you happy and take care of yourself with that thing. Like whatever you need to do Just make sure you make you a priority. And if all else fails, go to the doctor and make sure that there's nothing actually physically wrong. But for the most part, a lot of the pain that you get from your mental, it starts to fade once you start taking better care of your mental, and then start taking better care of your body. So don't forget to prioritize time for self-care. My fourth point in the last video was about not really planning for your future, or not being able to see your future. And the reason why this is happening is because you're still focusing on your present in relation to your future. Some people feel like when they're in this moment here that this is going to carry out into their future, and so there's no point in even trying to come up with something new. That's not completely true. Honestly, your life can do a complete 180 in just 6 months. Life happens that way. And that alone should be exciting. But if that's not enough to get you excited, then start doing things that make you excited. One of those things is create a vision board. What do you want to see happen in the next 6 months? What kind of life do you envision for yourself? What kind of job do you envision for yourself? And then take things from that vision board and start to manifest it in your thoughts. You have to start framing your thoughts around the possibilities of your life and how endless those possibilities are. Start allowing yourself to daydream. Not all the time, mind you, but from time to time, think about and dream about what kind of life you can have, and think about the things you want, and focus on when they will happen. Notice I said when and not if. We're not sitting here guessing and hoping and dreaming. We're manifesting. We're going to make it happen. So you think like that. You frame your thoughts like that. When I get to this point, when I have this thing, then I will find joy in it. And before you even know it, your feet will start moving without you even trying. You'll just start doing things that'll lead you to that destiny, but you have to start somewhere, and you have to start here. And once you start there, you'll see your feet and your body move in that direction. Lastly, the fifth identifier that I brought up in the last video had to do with withdrawing from your family and friends. Now this one is a little tricky because even though it's a sign that shows that you're kind of falling into a quarter life crisis, it's also a sign that you might need to pull away from those people for a reason. We have to understand that everybody has a season in our lives, and not everybody is meant to be there forever. So sometimes even friends that you've had for years, that's been a part of every major event in your life so far, it may be time for them to kind of take a back seat, or to not be a part of your journey right now. And I know that's hard to take in, but it's a part of life. The same thing with family, and you never want to think that about your family, but sometimes depending on the path that you're willing to take, your family might not be the best influence or your best cheerleader because they don't understand it. That doesn't mean that they love you any less or that you need to stop loving them. It just means that in this particular season, they don't have a place. So when that comes about, when that happens, then you need to start meeting new people and taking in new influences. You don't have to just completely cut off your family and friends, especially if you have a long history, but you may need to pull back and start to hang with people you have more in common with so that they can help encourage you and move you forward. There's nothing like adding value to your life, and if you want people around you that add value to your life, then go seek those people out. Don't stay in the house and feel upset because you don't feel like hanging out with this person. Find new people to hang out with. And as you continue to grow and do better, then your friends and your family members will come around and they'll show you a different light of themselves that may add to the friendship you already have. Remember that the most important thing is that you keep moving forward. You don't want to trample over people in the process, but at the same time, you want to make yourself a priority. You're number one. So whatever it takes to get you to your journey or to your path or wherever you're trying to go, you need to make that your priority. That's nobody else's. So keep people and influences and just life around you that's going to keep building that up. Well, that's all I have for this video. Again, make sure to go down and subscribe. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this, or if you yourself needs to hear this or want me to elaborate on anything, please send me an email in the link below. I do have my email address down there, or you can reach out to me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whichever makes you happier. But just know that there's somebody here to talk to when you feel like you might be in this bit of a slump. Thank you so much for stopping by yet again, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.